Hello there and welcome to this video where we will be trying to answer the question of why you should teach on Bake Tutors. And we will be sharing with you certain things that make us literally the very best Bake Tutoring platform in the world by a long shot. So without further ado, we're just going to jump into it and share with you, what to expect over the next few minutes. We'll start out by talking a bit about, us, what brought about the vision for Bake Tutors, and we'll go into a bit of an overview of the bakery industry, where we're at, where we see it going, and why that should matter to you as a baker, and as a potential Bake Tutor. And then, of course, we will talk about the income opportunities that exist, not just in the industry, but as a tutor on Bake Tutors. And the part that I know many people always want to hear about, the commissions and the payouts. We certainly will touch on that and share exactly how that works on Bake Tutors. And we'll also dive into the tutoring tools that we have, put together to make Bake Tutors the robust self-sustaining platform that it is for any tutor who's had any experience tutoring at all. This will absolutely, hands down be the best thing you have worked with ever. And then we will wrap up the session by talking a bit about some of the partnership opportunities that exist at Bake Tutors at the moment. And depending on when you watch this, some of these may still be relevant, some may not be. That is in terms of the partnership opportunities. However, there would always be something we're working on, so definitely there will be a lot of value down there. So let's just jump right into it and address the issue of who we are. So first thing to note is that Bake Tutors is co-founded by a pastry chef who, has been baking now for nearly 15 years, run her own bakery business in Nigeria, in the Middle East, in the UAE, and now in the United Kingdom. She herself she bagged a diploma in certified pastry. She's a certified pastry chef who earned her diploma from the School of Culinary Arts in Dubai, and she now, along with a team of equally experienced professional bakers who run their own businesses, are the fundamental team that support this business and that look after what kind of content we put on the platform, what quality of resource and tutors are brought into the ecosystem. Now, of course, part of the things that led to the creation of Bake Tutors in the very first place was the limitations they each have experienced at different times when they've tried to tutor. Where they discover there was always a problem either with the commission structure, where they did all the work and got little of the money, or where they've had issues with the video recording systems, and it was always a pain because then you have to manage your video conferencing yourself and coordinate with the student and send emails back and forth. All of those sort of things just becomes extra headache, not to talk of the payment gateways. All of these became quite a serious problem, and quickly we discovered that there are a lot of bakers, professional home bakers like them, like her, who have the same problems, who've had the same experiences and the same difficulties, and hence we saw there was a need to create a platform that could answer, all of these questions and solve all of these problems and make it easy, where you have a seamless experience of just creating and setting up a course and being able to connect and do what you love to do. You want to teach baking, just get on and do it, and we take care of all the other boring stuff, and that's what Bake Tutors essentially does now. Hence that's it. So Bake Tutors has been trading now officially. We were registered back in 2022, and so depending on when you're watching this, we're just about to be 2 years now in the UK as a registered business, and that's pretty much an overview of who we are as the Bake Tutor team. The next important and interesting thing to talk about is the bakery industry as an overview. A lot of times this looks very vague to people, but the bakery industry is not just one thing. It's not just cakes. It's not just desserts, it's not just breads, it's a lot of all these little things, the pastries, the unconventional sides of it, from biscuits to literally everything you can think about that is baked, make up the bakery industry. And as of 2022, this was worth a whooping 235 billion US dollars and growing. And the projected growth of the industry is expected to be about 8% year on year, so which is really massive, for an industry making it through recessions. And just when people thought, oh, spending was going to go down and inflation rates were high, yet we see that the industry seems to be growing, and it's not really slowing down. However, here is the next part of this, which is interesting, that when you look at the second image there, where we talk about inflation and home baking, that even though inflation seems to be rising and may be affecting how much people are, disposable income that they can put out to spend on things, the interesting thing for us as, bakers is the fact that people then are learning to do more of this home baking things. They want to learn to bake at home when they can. So if I can bake my bread instead of having to buy it, can I save some money? Can I have more fun with my family doing it? And that is a massive thing. We've seen a spike in that willingness of people to learn at home. Some for different reasons. Like I said, some are doing this because they just want to save money. Some are doing it because they just want to spend more time at home. If they're not going to go out to eat out, then what if we could just create these memories at home, and bond over dough? And that's one of the things that we're leveraging and tapping into as Bake Tutors, where we're saying, well, we will sit into that space where we could answer and meet that need as Bake Tutors, where if you want to bake at home for whatever reason, we're there to teach you. Hence the third picture there, which talks about the demand for skilled Bake Tutors. Generally, even by research, there is a shortage. Bakers are on the shortage list, at least here in the UK, and I know most of Europe. And so there is a need for bakers, and much more so experienced bakers that can teach the art of baking. And that is you who's watching this, who's taking time to watch this because you're trying to decide, do I want to teach on Bake Tutors? Do I even want to teach baking at all? This is the answer you've been waiting for, because this is an industry that's already massive and that has potential, that keeps growing, and there are lots of people that that want to learn what so why not? That is a perfect opportunity for you to make an extra income, and that is exactly what Bake Tutors can help you accomplish. So, extra income. What are the income opportunities that exist, on Bake Tutors? There are three ways we have, created for bakers to be able to monetize their knowledge. And the first one is the fact that you could essentially sell your recorded courses. So if you're one who is not too comfortable, teaching people one-on-one, but you're happy to stand in front of camera and record the process of making something from start to finish, and you can talk and walk people through it. Or even if you're confident on camera, you're taking on all these jobs and you're baking for people, you do the work one time, but if you can record that process and document it, you literally can package that, host that on Bake Tutors, and keep earning from it over and over. So say for instance you took a job to make a two-tier wedding cake, and someone's paid you £200 to get it done. Fine, you've put in these 4, 6, 7 hours of work to get the job done, and then you've recorded that process and packaged that into a 1.5 hour course or a 2 hour course, and now you can host that on Bake Tutors and sell it for even £30, and suddenly people can keep taking that course for forever. So think about it. Even if 5 people took that one single course of yours, that's literally £150, and that is already pretty much the same amount you made, baking in the first place, aside the fact that you're not having to buy the material over and over. So recorded courses is a massive way to keep earning recurring revenue, and without you having to be involved again. It's literally very passive. So you could, for all I care, be on a vacation and someone's taking your course, in the US, in Africa, and you're getting paid for it. So recorded courses is one major stream of income that we think every single, tutor on the platform should take advantage of. Now, the second way you can earn on Bake Tutors is the one-to-one course delivery. And this is where you're teaching, one-to-one sessions. People can book you for your expertise and say, I want to learn how you make fondant the way you make it. I want to learn how you make your ganache. I want to learn how you get your sharp edges. I want to learn how you make your croissant. I want to learn how you make, name it, whatever it is you're good at, cookies, whatever it is you make, there's somebody out there that wants to learn from you. Or even the business of baking, which we also have as one of the categories you could teach on. You could teach people how to set up their own businesses. You could teach them about how to price their cakes. You could teach them about managing their finance. You could teach them about marketing, social media. Every single bit of these are things that you could teach people on one-to-one basis. You set your prices on the platform, and once people book, they book the hours. You could also have these as a recurring session, by the way. So if you want to work with someone over the next 3 months to get them from novice to professional, and you create a curriculum for them, they simply book you and they have recurring payments that come to you every month for those 3 months. That's amazing. And the platform does all of these automated for you, by the way. You don't have to be the one sending the video links. The platform will generate these links and send it to them, and they simply have to come into the platform, log into their backend, and they can take the course, and you do the same. No emails need to be exchanged. Everything is done seamlessly. The money's paid to the platform remits to you. That is the definition of passive and automated money making, and that's what we have created on Bake Tutors. Now, in the same vein, if you wanted to do group trainings and say, you know what, I'm having a specific monthly course where you teach a group of 10 or a group of 20, a group of 100, whatever, the number, and you have limited seats for it, you can do that. So basically people can register for your class, and you list that on the platform, and you get to teach these 10 people all at once, and they can all ask questions. It just creates a great sense of community, and that is also a great way to maximize your income. So even if you were doing this now, you were teaching 10 people and they're each paying you £50 for the session, suddenly you're making 500 from a 2-hour session, rather than teaching one person £50 for 1 hour, for 2 hours. You get the drift. So that's essentially what the income opportunities are, and you can keep scaling this. So imagine you're making money from each of these. You have courses online that are recorded and the people are taking it. You have one-on-one sessions being booked, and you have one-to-many sessions happening every day, or once a month, whatever you set it up as. These are the ways you make money, and this adds up very, very quickly. So we go on to commissions, because I know when we've talked about how much money you can make, the next question is how much of it actually ends up in my pocket. Now, contrary to what you would have seen on many other platforms where they could tell you, oh, well, the platform keeps 80% and you get 30% of it because we pay for all the work, or, we pay for all the systems, or you even get to, some would say they're nice to you and you say, okay, you know what, you keep 70% or you keep 75% and we keep 25. Well, here's the good news. Bake Tutors, you keep 80% of what you earn. So if you take a course that's £100, essentially if someone has paid £100 for your course, you are getting £80 of that money. That's amazing, because if you had to do this yourself, if you had to pay for Zoom, or if you had to pay for, pay a payment gateway, or do all of these things to set up all of your different processes, to set up your website, to set up your hosting, it's going to cost you a whole lot more than that. So the platform is basically being very generous, because we have been there, and we're trying to ensure that every tutor can teach without these hassles. All right, so you get to keep your 80%. The platform keeps only 20. The options for payout is usually through PayPal or bank transfers. Now, for now, bank transfers are mostly limited to the United Kingdom, but we do know we might expand that. However, we encourage everyone to have their PayPal set up, but whatever it is you use, we've got you covered, and we can take care of you. The little clause at the bottom there is important, because the way it's been set up currently, the minimum withdrawal is £50. So even if you sold a course for £20, you can't withdraw that until you have that minimum threshold of £50. There's no limit on what you can withdraw, just the minimum. All right, and then withdrawals happen every 15 days, so which is pretty much like saying twice a month. So yeah, you could withdraw every 15 days. Whatever you make over the 15 days, you can always withdraw them. That's like you saying you're cashing out, twice a month, and that's generally what there is about commissions and payout. If you have any other questions about details or how that really works, of course you feel free to drop us a message, and we'll be more than happy to answer those for you. The next important thing would be the tutoring tools, which we talked about. And I think, like I said, these are the things that make, we've touched on it at different times already so far in this last, couple of minutes. But these are the things that make the platform really, really amazing, because it's also seamlessly done. The integrated video conferencing on the platform, you don't have to worry about links. Where's my link? You don't worry about all that. Everything happens right within the Bake Tutor platform. So the tutor just simply signs into the backend. They can take their courses. The learners sign into the office. They can take the sessions right from their back office. It's really that simple. You have access to whiteboards as well. So even if you had to draw things or sketch things or explain things in graphic ways, both the tutor and the learners can do that, which makes it amazing. So learning becomes really interactive and fun. And then you have the messaging and chat. So during courses, during the sessions, you can drop messages and chats, and before or after, you have access to your learners. You can always drop them messages if there's something you remember and you say, you know what, I want you to add this to the recipe, or I want you to purchase this ingredient before the session. All of those are things you can do through the platform. Super easy. You don't have to. So for people who are worried about having their personal details or personal data in the public domain, none of that has to be shared with anyone, because everything can be done and managed from within the Bake Tutor platform. All right. And then, of course, we talked about payment systems already. All the payment systems are managed for you. You don't have to worry about that. All the student pays, they pay directly into the platform before they even book your session. So you're not worried that, oh, someone didn't pay and you're doing something. Every payment is processed by the system before your booking is even confirmed. So that's how that works. And then the video hosting as well, like we mentioned, if you have recorded sessions, the hosting is done free. You don't have to pay extra and say, oh, if you host 20 courses, or then you have to pay more for it. No, host 1,000,000 if you can. Well, don't hold me to that, but yeah, host as many as you can. The platform can take it. That's why we're there. And then, of course, you do have the option for the shareable profile link, so you could have those links and share it on social media, so people can click on that and just directly come to your profile and be able to take your courses. That is essentially a very important tool, because social media is where a lot of your audience is, and you want to be able to bring them directly into your space. So that's something that the platform allows you do. And part of the benefits that I've kind of highlighted at the bottom there is the fact that, we also do a lot of promotion for our tutors. So we do shout outs for your courses, we do shout outs for the tutors, we do live sessions with them, just to get them all the visibility possible, and that's something that many platforms may not do, because, well, you're just a tutor on it. To you, to us, you're not just a tutor, you are family, and we want to see you succeed, because your success is our success. So, to the last part of the slide, which is the partnership opportunities. Like I said earlier, some roles and some opportunities may not be available depending on when you watch this. However, we are always open to partnerships through brand ambassadorships. So if you want to become a brand ambassador for Bake Tutors, we would be super happy to have a conversation with you about what we offer and what we can make happen with you. If you want to blog with us, we'll give you credit for it. So you could blog on the platform but have your name on it, and that could be something you want. If you want your name out there, we've got the platform. Why not take advantage of it? So it's like you're having your personal site within the Bake Tutor universe. So why not? And then even if you're like a tool manufacturer, you've got every resource you could think of, really, because what we are creating is a robust marketplace where people can learn, they can share through the forums, and they can make purchases of equipment and tools and ingredients all in that one space. And that's the beauty of Bake Tutors. All right, so you see the email down there, and you can always jump on our website and chat with us. However, if you do want to drop us an email, you can reach out to us directly using the contact@baketutors.com email, and you can be sure we will get back in touch with you ASAP. And as we come to the end of this, I'll just kind of give a quick overview again in terms of the conclusion and summary here, where we're saying the comparison between Bake Tutors and other platforms out there. This is why we are the best in the world at what we do when it comes to bake tutoring. When you talk about 80% tutor commission, where most of the platforms do 70% or less, and we're talking about full control of your calendar versus the limited calendar control with other platforms. We're talking about three revenue options, where you're talking the recorded, the one-to-one, the one-to-many, and then of course dedicated bakers marketplace. This is different. This is not you teaching on some random marketplace where people would run into a photographer and somebody else who's doing something completely random. This here, everybody on it is all about the bakery industry. If you find someone who's doing photography on Bake Tutors, they are doing photography for the bakery industry. So how to photograph your cakes, how to get, how to do food photography. That's what they will be teaching on Bake Tutors. And that's the amazing thing about it. So everything is tailored for you, for the success of bakers. So you're basically tapping into a massive flow of people who are interested in what you do, in who you are, and then we've already talked about this, the video conferencing and the payment integration, which is not existent on many platforms. And then of course, no hidden fees. What you see is what you get. All right. So that's essentially, a summary of Bake Tutors and why you should, if you've not already signed up, you should be right now signing up. All you need to do is go to www.baketutors.com and get yourself signed up as a tutor. It's a very simple process. Register there, you get your admin approval within 24 to 48 hours, and there you go. You're up and running. List your first course and start taking your bookings. This is one stream of income you can start leveraging literally today, and we can't wait to welcome you on board. So reach out to us, and let's start making some delicious income together. You have a good one now. Cheers. Bye.